Welcome everyone to a new New York Jets episode where we try to win the Super Bowl with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. At least that was the plan. Now Aaron Rodgers is injured for 1 or 2 weeks and we have a very important stretch here for the last 4 games. We're playing the Dolphins twice and Aaron Rodgers is at least missing 1 game. So hopefully he can already play against the 2-8 Falcons. Maybe we can also win that with Zach Wilson, but he needs to be back against the Texans and for the last game against the Dolphins. The Texans are currently tied with us for the second or the first wildcard spot, the 5th seed in the playoffs. Let's put it like that. So that's a must win for us here in the division. We need to take care that we won't lose out against the Patriots or Bills in our division. So getting at least 2 wins, we have to win once against the Dolphins. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough to sneak into the playoffs. Jamison Crowder needs to get it done on wide receiver after we lost Randall Cobb to injury. He's out for 8 to 12 weeks. So that's not good. We traded for Jordan Lewis in the trade deadline. So at least something. But now against the Dolphins with Zach Wilson, I do not have any expectations at all. And we lose. 34-21 Zach Wilson. Not the worst game. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And now it gets very tricky for the rest of the year. We need to hope that some other teams in our division or the Texans lose. Now against the Falcons, that will be very important. But for the standings, we are still second in our division. And both the Patriots and Bills lost. The Texans won, so that's not good for our playoff seeding. We should still make the playoffs if we win 2 games. That is my prediction. So Falcons an absolute must win. They are 2-9. And if you saw the video, I guess it was the last video where I made the video about the draft rounds. I guess I had the Falcons and not the best QB performance from Desmond Ridder. Aaron Rodgers is still out for at least this week. That is not good. That's really not good. Because it still says 1 to 2 weeks, so there is a chance that he won't be back also for the very important Texans game. But first, let's play against the Falcons and hopefully win. Yes, that was very important. Definitely a trap game on paper, but Zach Wilson again with 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing game was really good. And also getting in our wide receiver Garrett Wilson, that was great play calling. And other than that, the defense showed up. Very important win. So now the biggest thing is, can Aaron Rodgers be back from injury? In reality, I guess he has some magical, I don't know, whatever, that he can actually come back from a torn Achilles within the same season. That would just be very crazy. But here in the game, I guess he takes some time and not gets healthy. He's questionable. So again, he won't play. I'm pretty sure that when you're questionable here in the game that you do not play. But then for the final game against the Dolphins, he should be back. Let's at least hope so. So again, Zach Wilson, can you get it done against the 7-5 Houston Texans? And he can! Wow, that's impressive. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. That's great. I guess he got the job done. Very important. The offense did not show up, but the defense, great game. At least on paper, only allowing 9 points. That's good. And with that, with 8-5, we are for sure in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. And I'm always saying the last 4 games. We have more than 4 games. I just realized we're also playing against Washington, Cleveland, and New England. Oh, wow. I guess I'm not used to the new schedule here. So yeah, of course, we're only week 15 now against the Dolphins. There are still a lot of games left to play. Washington still in here, Cleveland and New England. But still, we are on pace to make the playoffs. Looking at the standings, we secured the second spot for now. And with the win against the Dolphins, we could actually fight for the division title. And the more important question is Aaron Rodgers back? Did I sim already the whole week or just our game? Yeah, just our game. So let's sim the whole week and check out if Aaron Rodgers is healthy again. Let's hope so. Probable. So he should play, but the bad news is we have more injuries. Carl Lawson, Alan Lazard. So it's going to be a tough cookie against the Miami Dolphins, who are actually now 10-2-1. So I guess it's not about the division title. That should be secure for the Miami Dolphins, and they beat us again. Yeah, with that, the Dolphins won the division. Congrats to them. Aaron Rodgers, bad game. But the goal still is to make the playoffs, and we should still be on pace with an 8-6 record. So hopefully we can get another 1 or 2 wins to really secure that. Injury report, Aaron Rodgers finally totally back, so that could also be a reason why he did not play the best game against the Dolphins. Looking at the standings, we are still second place, still 2 games ahead with now 3 games left to play. Hopefully I'm right this time. We are tied with the Houston Texans, which is great, and we won the direct game against them. So we should be on pace for the playoffs. I'm now playing the Washington Commanders, who are last in their division. So let's get the win here. Yes, 9-6, 25-13. Still, Aaron Rodgers is not the same after the injury. That's bad news, especially for the playoff outlook. Jordan Lewis with an interception. I'm still convinced that this was a very, very good acquisition on deadline day. And now we play against the Cleveland Browns, who are 6-9. So the last few games, still second to last game. We should secure a playoff spot. Most players are already back from injury. Quickly looking at the schedule again and the last 2 games. The Cleveland Browns and then division game against the Patriots. So yeah, we should be on pace for the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers only 2,000 passing yards this year. He also missed 4 to 5 games, but still that's not the best record. The Browns with their tough defense. We were not good enough. 7-23 loss. Yeah. Horrible run game. Only 0.9 yards per rush for Breece Hall. That's really horrible. 0 sacks. So really bad game against this great defense. And yeah, I don't think we are a Super Bowl winning team right now. We need to win in week 18 to avoid playing against the Dolphins in the playoffs. We play against the Patriots and we lost. But we play the Jacksonville Jaguars now, since the Steelers made the playoffs with 8-9. We lost against the Patriots and it's really not good. Aaron Rodgers still decent enough game. No rushing touchdowns at all. Rushing game is really, really bad. I don't understand it because Breece Hall should be a good running back. 93 overall, has agility, has the speed, also has the hands to catch some balls. 7 drops. Okay, that's not good at all. 5 touchdowns in the rushing game is not enough. 4 yards per carry. I think that's fine, but could be better. Really, really bad. And now we play against the Jaguars, who won their division. Let's quickly check out the standings before jumping into the playoff game. Ravens get the bye week with a 15-2 record. Dolphins second seed, and then Jacksonville Jaguars on a 3-game winning streak. That's going to be very, very difficult. Cardinals only with 1 win, so they get the first overall pick. Here, Jaguars points per game, 8th team, passing game is really good, but also their rushing game. So I think we should stay balanced. I don't know if any of my strategies actually have an impact here. Defensively, rushing yards allowed 8th, but passing game, we have a chance there. Our strategy is focused around Aaron Rodgers and the passing game. That could actually help us here. So maybe we can create a high scoring game where we have a little bit more points. Let's check out the injury report. Looks good. Carl Lawson is still doubtful, but Joe Tippmann, Alan Lazard, and Laken Tomlinson will play in the playoffs. So good news here. And let's quickly check out our stats. Passing yards per game, 17th. Rushing yards, 14th. And actually points per game, also 14th. So offense is really midfield. Defense also not good. So we are in no top 10 consideration anywhere. Just lucky that the AFC was not good this year. We struggled a lot, so we are not a playoff team by any means. But yeah, maybe we can surprise here in round 1 against the Jaguars. Let's quickly check out the league leaders before jumping into the playoff game. As expected, no Aaron Rodgers in here. He missed some games, so although he did not miss the whole season, he missed quite a lot. Kirk Cousins leads the league in passing yards. Passing touchdowns, we are at 18th with 26. Again, Kirk Cousins up there, and also Brock Purdy. Great season, 82 overall. 21 interceptions, although is not good. Passer rating, let's only look at qualified. Are we in here? No, we're not. Maybe too many turnovers, so that's not good. Rushing yards, we have Breece Hall in here. That's surprising, but maybe he just got a Brazilian carries, 315 attempts. Devon A-Chain leads the league. Similar attempts, but better average, better touchdowns. He's great, 88 speed, but yeah. Normally, Breece Hall should be quite well for us. Maybe it's because of the O-line. Touchdowns, we are not in here as expected. That was just not good enough. David Montgomery leads the league with 16 touchdowns. Receiving yards, also no one from our team. Could also be a reason why we struggled. We don't really have the number 1 receiver. And from what I've heard today, I'm recording now after the trade deadline, the Jets tried to get Devontae Adams. So maybe something we're trying in the offseason, although I don't think we can take on this cap. And also, I'm pretty sure the Raiders won't trade him in here in the game, but that would actually be a game changer. Other than that, yeah, the usual wide receivers you expect here, except from Jameson Williams. 86 speed should be higher, but yeah, receiving touchdowns, Jameson Williams leads the league, so the Lions had a quite interesting offense. Looking at points, yeah, all the kickers in here, tackles. We have Quincy Williams, who had a decent season. I confused him with Quinnen Williams. And sacks, we don't have anyone in here, so pressure was a problem. And interceptions, also no one in here. So no real turnovers or big plays on defense. Patrick Surtain, of course. 9 interceptions, also impossible to trade for him. I'm pretty sure 99 overall, 23 years old. But maybe I'm trying to attempt a splash move in the offseason. Since we are still in win now mode, I won't set up the team to be successful for the next 5 years. Our window is now. We have Aaron Rodgers. We should hopefully win it. I'm quickly going to the settings since my plan is to watch the highlights for the playoffs. Hiding of scores, and I'm giving a shot to the animated figures again. If we should by any miracle win this game against the Jaguars, I'm going with the bubbles. I actually prefer the bubbles a little bit since you can see the numbers and who's actually playing. Hard to follow with the animated figures. But all right, let's sim the game and watch the highlights. So please, Jets, get the miracle against the Jaguars. That would be really, really cool. The Jets have the ball that looks like an interception. No, it does not. We get a pass to Alan Lazard. I'm always afraid when I have a highlight that far back in our own half. And now it's the Jacksonville Jaguars in our red zone, but John Franklin Myers with the important sack. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars should only get 3 out of that. Or do they have another shot? Yes, they have. And that looks like a touchdown. Zay Jones. And they are up 13-3. So our offense is not really showing up here in the second quarter. Still 3.5 minutes to play. We have a highlight and we have a fumble. And yeah, that's not good. The Jacksonville Jaguars take over and get more points to actually make it a 3-score game with the touchdown. Yes, they do. Trevor Lawrence passes the ball, and that's a touchdown. 20-3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now we have a highlight in the other red zone. Great pass from Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson, our best wide receiver. And that's a touchdown. It's 23-10. We're not done yet in the third quarter, but the Jaguars again in our red zone. Did they just fumble the ball? Quinnen Williams sacks CJ Beathard, who's in the game. So looks like Trevor Lawrence is hurt, but the Jacksonville don't really care about that. CJ Beathard now with the touchdown pass to Travis Etienne, and it's 30-10. 20-point game, 3-score game, 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now 2 minutes to play. CJ Beathard with time, and he gets sacked by cornerback Sauce Gardner. Great play, but now our offense needs to show if we want to have any chance. Now 12 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Great pass now to Alan Lazard, and it's the second touchdown pass for Aaron Rodgers. And we're down 13 points. So maybe, just maybe, there's a chance if we can stop the Jaguars. 12 minutes left to play, but I don't see another highlight, so I guess that's it. Unfortunate, but I guess we're out of the playoffs. No other highlight, and we lose against the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-17. Not good enough, and it was not Aaron Rodgers. It could be the rushing game. Again, horrible performance by Breece Hall with 1.4 average per carry. I don't know. Defense did not show up in terms of turnovers, no forced fumbles, no interceptions. 3 sacks, at least something. But that's our season. Lost against the Jaguars, so let's see who wins the Super Bowl in this 2023 season. Texans against the Broncos, also not something you would expect. In reality, Broncos win. Then the other game, the Dolphins crush the Steelers 38-13. And the NFC games, we have the Seahawks against the 49ers. Could be a game that could actually happen also in reality. Niners win as expected. Cowboys against the Panthers. That's a win for the Dallas Cowboys. And Vikings against the Eagles. The Eagles win. So I'm pretty happy with the simulation here. We have, except from the Broncos, realistic teams here in the divisional games. Lions actually with their bye week for the NFC. Now Jaguars against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are just crazy good. Skylar Thompson played. Don't know if Tua is injured. No, he played in the wild card, but maybe here. Did not matter. Skylar Thompson, really good. And the other AFC game, Ravens against the Broncos. I expect the Ravens to win, and they do so. Divisional championships, Niners against the Eagles. Let's hope that the Niners win. No, they don't. Eagles crush the Niners like last year in reality. And Cowboys against the Lions. The Lions win. So interesting championship games here with the Dolphins against the Ravens. And the Ravens make the Super Bowl. And can the other bye week team, Lions, make the Super Bowl as well? No, they lose by 1 point against the Eagles, who had a great comeback in the second half. And now the Super Bowl, Eagles against the Ravens. I guess the Ravens win this, and they do. Great game by Lamar Jackson, who's just an unbelievable player here in the game. Dual threat, 9 touchdowns as a rusher, 29-5 as a passer. So Ravens are the Super Bowl champions. We did not make it. That was really unfortunate. But our team was just not ready. Defense, not that great. Offense, Aaron Rodgers played well, but not good enough. Let's quickly check out our team stats before ending the season. By the way, next episode, I'm going to go quickly through the offseason. This is not the expansion team episode, franchise style, a long video where I have one video for the whole offseason. Next video here for the Jets, I will go quickly through the offseason and also simulate the whole season at once. So I don't want to go through every single game. We did this for this season, so it will be a shorter episode and one episode for the whole season. I mean, hopefully Aaron Rodgers comes back, otherwise we have a problem. Zach Wilson, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers played quite all right. Interception and sack percentage is fine. Touchdown percentage as well. So I'm happy with his performance. Also nearly 100 passer rating. And rushing game, as said, was not that great. Breece Hall had some really, really bad games. Was explosive though, but yeah, not really happy with that. Receiving, we had some drops by tight end Jeremy Ruckert, so we could upgrade on tight end in the offseason. That could make sense to add another threat to this offense. And also maybe a wide receiver too. We have Alan Lazard, who will be pretty expensive also next year. We have Garrett Wilson, who is, of course, our number 1 receiver. But we're going to lose Randall Cobb. He was out for quite a while. And now, with an expiring contract, did not extend that. Jamison Crowder will also leave after the year. And Jason Brownlee should not be our number 3 wide receiver. So we could add a tight end or wide receiver. Defensively, a lot of tackles from our linebackers, not so many interceptions. Sacks, well, it's not that bad. We don't have anyone with more than 10, but quite some players who were able to get to the quarterback. Also, the hurries look good. Forced fumbles, also a lot. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Still, we were not able to have a good red zone defense, but overall, I think that looks quite all right. Let's go to the team stats and take a look. In sack percentage, we are actually midfield. Oh no, bottom. 5.7% sack percentage. So for Zach Wilson, we had a higher sack percentage. So O-line could use some improvement. Of course, that was to be expected. Interception percentage here, we are midfield, that's fine. And touchdown percentage, we are top 10. So that is a good testament for how good our quarterback actually is. But we could improve our O-line. And yards per attempt would be interesting. We are also midfield here, and yards per catch, also midfield. So we could use, as expected, more playmakers, but it's fine. I think our offense could be slightly improved with O-line, wide receiver, and tight end, so basically everyone. We cannot add everyone. Also, we have a really tight salary cap. Rushing, we are bottom 10 here of the league with a 3.6 average. That's not that great. Also not really explosive. Also midfield here. But what's more interesting, let's quickly check out the drops. We are lots of drops as expected. But defense, I wanted to see where we rank in terms of interceptions. Bottom 15 or 12 or whatever this is. Midfield, knockdowns, we have also midfield, and sacks, also midfield. So 33, could use more. Broncos with their good defense was maybe one reason why they made the playoffs. And overall tackles for loss, that's impressive. So not sure what our problem overall on defense is. Let's look at the total per game. Oh no, I wanted to look at the total and turnover difference. We are at 4, so we had midfield turnovers and also midfield forced turnovers. Okay, that's actually bottom 10. Yeah, defense also needs to improve. So what we can take out of this is that basically every unit in this team needs to be improved except from quarterback and running back in theory, but in practice I don't think so. Disappointing season, of course. We did not get any awards here. Well deserved for Lamar Jackson to win playoff MVP and league MVP. Let's look at the Pro Bowl, if any player actually made it. NFC, we are AFC. We do not have anyone so far. Garrett Wilson as a wide receiver. On defense we have Quincy Williams, Quinnen Williams, and that's it. So at least 3 players. I always think we are the Packers. That's why I looked here. With Aaron Rodgers, still not used to that he is on the Jets now. But also with Aaron Rodgers, we were not able to make the Super Bowl here. We were able to make the playoffs though, so that should be an improvement to the real life Jets. 9-8 record is not the best, but should also be a slight improvement compared to the real life Jets. But not good enough to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in the wildcard round. Well deserved, unfortunately. But let's see if we can make this team better through free agency, trades, and the draft. We have one whole offseason to improve the team to hopefully win the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers in year 2. That will be next episode. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great week and see you next time. Bye bye.